Would you see what I just saw? Did you see the same game that we saw? Yes, yes. The Cardinals ball ain't going down without a fight, oh boy. And Yvonne Herrera is like, listen, boy, y'all gonna learn today. Hook and slug, boy. Hey, one time for the Cardinals. C-A-R-D. Let's go, baby. I ain't gonna lie. This was an exciting game. We come out with a W, and a lot of it is due to the fact that we had the young slugger, the young ball, Yvonne Herrera, hitting hard balls at the plate. My man was not playing to the Big Mac land. The dude was all way go. And yes, we own the entire freaking game to him. I said it. I know a lot of people like the team. Yes, the team effort. But the dude wasn't playing like we was down. I thought we was going to lose this thing. Was you watching? It looked like it was going to lose. It got blinked for a second. There was literally a grand slam hit against Sonny Gray in this game. And it did not look like we was going to come out with this series with any wins. Let's keep it real. If you was actually watching, you felt the same way. So don't sit there and act like I don't know what I'm talking about. Who came through in the clutch? None other than the boy, Mr. Yvonne Herrera, who I've been thinking all this time has been slept on a little bit. Folks been judging him by his arm. Oh, he can't really throw people out in second. Yeah, he had a bad throw in his first game. Big deal. The boy hit 3 home runs in one game, people. 3 home runs in one game, people. Do you realize how big of a deal that is? Last time, if I'm not mistaken, that happened. It was with a young man by the name of Albert Pujols, who did it when he was 24. So this is a big deal. And he wasn't no catcher. He was a first baseman. So let's keep it 100. And I also, for some reason, I keep thinking about that Fernando Tatis double grand slam in that third inning back in 1998, if I'm not, 99 was it? Where Fernando Tatis up against the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken. Let me not name the team because I think I might have that. I can't remember exactly what the team was, but you remember that with Fernando Tatis? Daddy hit 2 grand slams in the same inning. Go ahead and Google that if you don't know that already. But yes, Yvonne Herrera, look at the boy holding it down. He's like, listen, and I ain't gonna lie. What's going on with Yvonne is kind of, I think, a little bit of what's going on with all of the Cardinals. There's kind of this feeling of like, yo, look, there is nothing being said about how dope we are. So let's just go out there and show them how dope we are. Show them who you are. And Yvonne definitely did this time. Look at him. He was ready for the ice bath and everything. He didn't fight it off. He knew the deal. You know, he even hit him with the Jesus Christ on the cross. Yo, okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit. Let's before we just jump the gun. As I said, the Cardinals did run away with a win, 3 home runs. Gave us a lead. It was a big deal. The box score shows everything. You'll see that we started off with a home run being hit off of Sonny Gray by Mike Trout. It was not fun watching that. You kind of get that feeling in the first inning like, oh, Lord, Sonny's our best pitcher. This is where we're going. This is what's happened. All right, fine. It is what it is. But to our surprise, it did not last the entire time. Not too long after that, if we keep back looking at our back scores, you notice that in the 4th inning, St. Louis finally came back. And what was that happened in the 4th inning? Home run number 1 by Mr. Yvonne Herrera. Hit that thing out in Big Mac land. We were sitting there like, oh, okay, we'll take it. I ain't mad at that. Let's go ahead and get more of that. So we get that first home run by Yvonne Herrera. That definitely set things off as the box score now shows 1-1, which we're happy with. This is in the 4th inning. Next thing you know, whoop, 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 Yvonne Herrera goes back up the bat and hits it again out the park. This time it's a 2-run home run. Yo, the dude is on fuego. Are you serious? A 2-run homer right after he hits it out the park the first time. What? Now the score is 3-1. All of the runs belong, not all the runs, but all of the offense basically belongs to Yvonne Herrera, even though it was a 2-run homer for that second one, which obviously means somebody worked themselves onto base. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Newbar. But I don't want to speak out of turn, so let me not say that. So that happened. We are ecstatic, but then, oh man, it gets really ugly because in the top of the 7th inning, you have Sonny Gray running into some trouble as he loads the bases. And right as he loads the bases, we're thinking, okay, Sonny, sometimes he can get out of these type of things. But unfortunately, in this particular case, it did not happen. And a dude named Logan O'Hoppe ended up hitting a grand slam out the park All right, grand slam, 4 runs. The score was 3-1. Obviously, what does that mean? That means now the score is 3-5, and we're now losing. Okay, so that wasn't fun. Didn't want to see that. That sucked, and it happened. But fret not, my friends, fret not, because where there's a will, where there is a Cardinal, there is a way. So the next series comes up, and what happens, folks? Well, your boy, Newt Bar, gets on base. That's what's on about. And more importantly than that, guess who else gets on base? Everybody's favorite player. Who's your favorite player on the Cardinals?
Mason Wynn. Okay, he's like that. He's like.
Who's your favorite player on the Cardinals?
Mason Wynn. Okay, he's like that. He's like that.
Mason Wynn. That's not Mason. Mason Wynn finally works himself onto the stat board as he finally kills his slump. He has been over everything this year, and he actually gets on base. Gets a hit. He gets a hit, and he gets to smiling when he gets on base. He's so happy. He's like, he got on base. And you got to feel happy for the boy because he's been struggling a little bit. And you know he's way better than the numbers he's been putting up this season. And that's why the kids love him so much. So you got to be happy when you see Mason Wynn actually walking away with some productivity because we know he is better than what the season thus far has given him. So, I'm happy for the boy. And even though I know it's not his birthday, I'm proud to give the boy some shine because, man, he has literally held the team on his back for the whole season last year. Him and Burley did their thing. So keep it in that same spirit, man. Now we have the Cardinals continuing doing their thug thizzle. Mason's on base, Newt Bar's on base. and for some reason, Ivan goes down swinging. But it's cool. It's cool. We're still down 3-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Guess what? Bim. Victor Scott gets a bunt, goes on base. Guess who else gets a bunt and goes on base? Mason Wynn. 2 hits in 1 game. Are you nuts? Yes, a bunt counts as a hit. So we happy for the boy, Mason, because he finally got that monkey off his back. So you can look at the box scores themselves. You see the boy had 2 hits. I mean, yeah, he might have struck out twice, but 2 hits. That's 2 hits that he did not have the day before. That is awesome. So we keep that same feeling going because guess what? Not only did Mason Wynn end up having his first hit of the game, but guess who else had a good hit for the game? Woo! Yes, it's Mr. I Eat Tape himself. Finally got his first hit for the game, and he didn't even have to eat any tape in order to do it. How cool is that? So we got not only Mason Wynn with his first hit, but we also have the boy Wilson Contreras with his first hit as well. So you gotta love what's going on. Everybody is doing their thing, and it is working, folks. It is working. We are winning right now. It is I believe we have it's 4-2 is our record right now, if I'm not mistaken, right? 4-2. Okay, you can't get mad at 4-2, or can you? But you shouldn't. All right, because 4-2 is winning, and there are teams that are 0-7 right now. Okay, and we're on par with the Yankees. And I'm not trying to say that we need to compare everything to the Yankees because that's not what it's all about. It's really just about us doing our thug thizzle. But yes, we are doing things the right way. And the best part about what I saw yesterday is that we showed that we are not dependent on that home run. It felt like 2024, we were so built around getting a home run. Instead of having that same whitey ball feeling, instead of being able to do what they were able to do in the 80s when Ozzie Smith, Vince Coleman, Willie McGee, Jose Oquendo, all of these cats, they didn't have a big slugger. There was no Albert Pujols or Mark McGwire on that 80s team, but they still was running them bases. I think they had a total like 60 home runs for the entire team one of those seasons. They still were such a threat. And I think that the Cardinals have gone back to Cardinal ball, to whitey ball, them stealing bases, them hitting bunts, them not necessarily having to have every single play be a home run play. They get it now. And it feels like the clubhouse is understanding that it is not all about pop. It's about play. Put the ball in play, and you can do a lot more. You know how many of these runs we got were off of errors because they threw the ball to first and they missed it, or threw the ball to second, or something happened, and next thing you know, we're getting an extra base because we didn't expect anything to happen, just putting the ball in play. When we see Wilson Contreras get his first knock right here, guess what? They tried to throw Mason Winnan, who was on base. They throw the ball to second, and guess what happens? They overthrow it. That doesn't happen if you strike out, folks. That doesn't happen if you strike out. That doesn't happen if you always are trying to hit a double or always trying to hit the ball out the park. All right? That doesn't happen. This happens when you simply put the ball in play. I'm so encouraged by hearing what some of the coaches are saying. The hit coach, from what I understand, is out there saying, look, there's a time to slug and there's a time to hit. You don't always need to slug. Sometimes we just need to put the barrel on the bat, and we don't need torpedo bats. We just need bats on the balls. Just put the ball in play. That is it. And let somebody else have a chance to do something big. Don't take that chance away just by trying to slug. All right, we might not be a slug team. Victor Scott has even come out and just said plainly, he's like, look, bro, my job is not to be a slugger. I mean, yeah, if I hit a slug, even the other day, he hit a home run, and he said it wasn't even on purpose. It was an accident, from what he says, because he's supposed to be a quote-unquote hit collector, right? He goes up and tries to do his job, and when he's trying to do his job, oh, whoops, if I accidentally, inadvertently happen to hit a home run, that is a good day, is it not? That's a good day. So that's the purpose. This approach is so effective, and it is clearly working, because right now we have a winning record, and I don't know how long it's going to last, but for right now, we have a winning record. And a winning record we cannot take for granted, because every team does not have a winning record. Some of the teams we thought were going to have winning records are not having success right now. So we got a young squad that is showing and proving. Lars, what's up? Victor Scott, what's up? Yvonne Herrera, even Paez. And you know what else I'm loving about this? The jive, the way that it all runs in sequence, the synchronicity, how in sync they are. Like, they literally are baby birding it together. It has that Dodgers kind of feel where it's like, all right, well, if Mookie's out, no big deal, because Shohei's here. Oh, Shohei's not here, no big deal. Well, Freddie's here. Well, Freddie's here. Oh, no big deal. We got Teo here. Oh, Teo's there. Okay, we got Kike. Well, listen, this is how it feels like with the Cardinals right now. Like, okay, well, if Contreras can't hit right now, he's not doing his thing, no worries. We've got Yvonne Herrera here to bring the bat back to play. We've got Newt Barr here to do what it is that he does with the ball. We've got all of these other different players on the squad. It is not left up to any one person. This is not a team that is built around Aaron Judge, or a team that is built around Vladdy, or built around Tarek Skubal. This is a fully functional team, front office included. And yes, we do still have a lot of pieces missing from this puzzle, but man, if I couldn't say that things are going the right way, and that is making me extremely encouraged for the future of this franchise. Let's go ahead and keep it going. So in addition to all that we've already seen right now, like I said, we definitely have to celebrate those home runs by Yvonne Herrera, but I still think that it is a major significant thing that we got that monkey off of Wilson and Mason's back, because if we now make them two contributing members of this offense, it's going to be a problem. I want you to look at these box scores from yesterday, from the game in the final game of the series against the Angels. Check this out. As you know, like I said, we take away the win. That seventh inning, that's the one where Yvonne Herrera hit that hit a 3-run shot. Yes, in seventh inning, we get that 3-run shot by Yvonne Herrera. And look at that 8th inning. Look at that 8th inning. 7 runs. 7 runs? Oh my goodness, bro. We put them out of commission. And I ain't gonna lie, it would have been nice to win the series and have a 5-1 record, but we'll take the 4-2. It's better than 2-4. Let's look at what all happened offensively. So Newt, there are 3 batting averages on this freaking particular chart that is over 4. That's over 4. You understand what that means? That means like if they go to bat like 4 times, at least maybe 2, almost 2, but 1, they're going to hit the ball at least once. They go up 5 times, they're going to hit it twice. All right? This is a big deal. 4, all right? 2 are over 3. We got 4. We got Newt Barr. We've got Lucan Baker. Now, I know Lucan's kind of like a DH. He's kind of, substitute teacher-ish. He gets subbed in to do his thing. But when he comes in, he either takes a walk or he gets a hit. Those are the 2 options. Nothing else. He hasn't struck out. We've got Arenado up there in the 3s. Look at Herrera. The boy is leading the team. Last year, they wouldn't even talk about him because Contreras and Paez, they was the ones that they was really leaning on. But now Herrera has taken the lead. Oh, my God, this is crazy. jaywalk. The boy is not getting struck out. They're not hitting him with that little curve or that sweeper or that slider. He is not falling for it this year. He done been working on that swing. Good on him. Victor Scott. And this is the encouraging part. These are not members that were contributed last year. Last year, we basically did it with Mason, Burley, Donnie, all right? And Pages on occasion, all right? Contreras was out with that hurt arm, and then he got that hurt hand, all right? And Jordan Walker was not defensively able to stick it. He wasn't hitting, all right? Yvonne was getting struck out, wasn't doing his thing, and was having difficulty on defense, all right? Lucan finally toward the end of the season started producing, but he's still one-dimensional right now. He's used to playing every game, but he hasn't been able to, he doesn't have a defensive position for real. He comes in and hits. All right. So things are looking good. Let's get into a little bit of the pitch, and then we'll go ahead and start getting up out of here real quick. So it wasn't Sonny Gray's best game, as you know, like I said. He did start, and he is our ace, and he did lead off the entire he led off the game in the first inning with the home run to Mike Trout, and that sucked. All right. But then for the next few innings, he was pretty flawless. I got to give him credit. It was cool to watch him up there do his thing, but man, that fifth inning came up, that seventh inning came up, and it was pretty ugly when Logan O'Hoppe got that grand slam off of him. It was the end of his road, and then we had to bring in Baton. Baton has been immaculate this season. I got a feeling that if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to get bumped up perhaps to starter, because man, he's been doing some very, very, very impressive things. Leahy kept them down, even only had one walk, and JoJo, thank you for a good cause, only ended up getting one strikeout, but he did manage to at least keep from having a bunch of runs this time on him. So big up to the Cardinals doing their thing. We 4-2 right now. Now we got to go on the road. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous about this, y'all. This going on the road thing, because we have had our home team on the ball this whole time. So now that we got to go and face these Red Sox, Raffy and all of them, I'm a little nervous, but I think that we stack up against the Red Sox, frankly. I'm a little nervous about our pitching ability and us being able to strike out or at least keep on the ground and in the park. Bregman, Campbell, Devers. Devers hit his first time yesterday. So now it's like, oh, he might have it back. But so did Mason Wynn and so did Contreras. So I ain't scared. It don't matter. Go ahead, bring it on. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do tomorrow. I hope they get a good day of rest today, even though they're probably traveling. But man, we go in the right direction is all I'm saying, Cardinals fans. Now, look, let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Do we expect this to last? I don't know. Are y'all like me? Like, is this a feeling that's going to last forever? Is this the whole season? Is this the first quarter of the season? I get the sense that this team is going to pull a New York Mets. This team is going to pull a Detroit Tigers. It's going to be one of those teams that creep up on you. They ain't going to talk about them as much because the Otanis, the Freddie Freemans, the Aaron Judges, the Juan Sotos, the Bobby Witts, they're so flashy. But man, listen, a 3-0 start, okay. Some of our folks coming off the bench, our approach. There were 2 bunts yesterday in the same inning. 2 bunts in the same inning. Do you realize what that means? That's a new threat. You can't pitch to Victor Scott the same way you used to. You can't just pitch to Mason Wynn the way you used to, because these cats can hit you in multiple ways. Victor Scott didn't hit home runs out the park already, and now he's bunting too. And he's been bunting, but action of the bunt. Did you see the bunt? It was like perfect. It's like in the show when you play the show and it's like not a drag bunt, but a like surprise bunt, and it went like 2 feet. The ball went like 2 feet. It was nuts. It was perfect. And so yeah, the Cardinals are realizing we're not one-trick ponies. We don't need a Pujols or a Carlos Beltran. Or even a Yachty for that matter. We got our own younger versions of these cats. And this season, all I want us to do is end the season over 500. If we can break it with a wild card, that would be awesome. But just end up over 500, because I honestly believe we're like 1 or 2 pieces, pitching and position, from being a major contender in these upcoming years. So I just want to go ahead and big up my team for doing they thug thizzle, because today I woke up and was proud to be a Cardinal. I'm always proud. I ain't worried about that. That's always going to be his thing. But it was really dope to see us get what I believe we should have been getting all this time, which is our accolades for doing such a good job. And shout out to the front office too. Somebody knows what they're doing. And also big up to Arenado. He's been contributing as well, despite all of the BS going on around him. So that's what's going on with the Cardinals. We have another game tomorrow with the Boston Red Sox to look forward to. So let's hope we can also keep this same thing going. All right, I hope we can at least win the series. I predict we take away 2 of this series. I don't think the Red Sox are jiving right now. I'm a little nervous about the Garrett Crochet thing. And woof, man, Aroldis Chapman. I would like to see Nootbaar face these dudes because Nootbaar is the template as to how to approach folks at the bat. He's our Juan Soto, and that's probably the best we're going to do. It's an afternoon game, so we're looking at shadows and skies. Hopefully, we can come out on top. All right, a couple quick mentions before we get up out of here. Of course, as I mentioned yesterday, we got the Jerusalem Profar thing, and that whole thing is metastasized. But I wanted to real quick holler at y'all about something else going on in the world of baseball, and that is not the torpedo bats, not any of all that stuff. I just want a real quick comment on the Jackson Merrill signing from the on the San Diego Padres. So Jackson Merrill took a deal for 9 years, I think $130 million, which overall it amounts to about $10 million a year, which is cool. He did a press conference where he basically was like, look, I know that there's big deals out there. I could have probably got something for, $700 million, but you can't always expect things to go perfectly when you have $700 million and when $700 million is your offer. And I gotta say, some of this feels a little short-sighted. I gotta say, some of this feels a little short-sighted. I'm a fan of the Padres. I didn't grow up in San Diego or nothing, but they got a really exciting team. I like watching Tatis. Of course, Tatis' dad was a Cardinal, famous Cardinal, played with Mark McGuire and hard-hitting Mark Whitten and all those cats, Yachty. So I watch the Padres. I like Machado. It's fun to watch them. They're an exciting team. So Jackson Merrill getting an extension is good for them. But I can't help but feel like Jackson is – I can't help but feel like he shortchanged himself a little bit here. I can't help but feel like he could have waited out and got a little bit more. Like Jackson Merrill was literally on the verge of becoming Rookie of the Year last year. If the Padres had gone further past the Dodgers in the playoffs, then Jackson Merrill would have been up for Rookie of the Year. I believe that. Like the dude is dynamic. He's hitting grand slams. He's out there catching all the balls in center field. He is a force to be reckoned with. So for him to accept a $10 million AAV, which sounds like a lot, obviously, to us moguls, but for baseball players, I just feel like he would have been worth at least 20. I think that he could have at least got 2. I think that he's young. He's like 22. All right. He took a 9-year deal. All right. This feels like they got over on him. I can't help but feel, I know he's humble. He doesn't really care. I don't really need that much. I just want to play the game and all that. But after your 5th year, bro, because right now he's saying like, oh, well, you can't always expect things to be perfect. No, you cannot. And even with a lesser deal, that doesn't mean things are going to be perfect. You think that the way things are right now is the way that they always will be? Tatis may not always be there. Tato may not always be there. Shit. Goddamn it. Shield might not be there. So right at the folks in the front office. So taking 9 years at a rate that you admittedly said that you probably could do better at because you like the way it feels. It's not business dealings. You took it personal. Don't do that. Soto did it right. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. But yeah, his personal well-being, his family well-being is more important than how he feels when he walks into the club. I get the team spirit, that aspect of it, but sometimes you got to think like a business owner, homeboy. They are not there with you in the clubhouse because of how you make them feel. It's because of how much money you bring them. It's because of how your talent makes more people want to tune in so that they can actually sell tickets, so that they can get more profits, so they can put them in their pocket and buy boats and islands. Meanwhile, you're taking a shorter check because it feels good to be in that clubhouse. I just think it's not smart. And I think that if things get bad, watch. If you stop hitting, if you stop catching, you start having a slump, you start looking bad, the crowd starts booing you, people start turning their back on you, that whole feel-good thing is going to be like, well, damn. And you're going to wish you had doubled up that contract. Bro, you could have at least got 250 mil. You could have at least got 250 for 10 years, bro. Like, look at the deals that they was giving Machado and Fernando. Them dudes got in the 20s for AAVs. Okay? So for you to get shortchanged this and then go out, oh, I know I could have. No, bro, they fucked you. I'm sorry. I hope things go well, that I'm glad that you have security, and some people just humble and they just don't want to go they just don't want to push it too hard because they want to accept what they have and be happy about it. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like you might have shortchanged yourself on this one, homeboy. And not for nothing. I believe that it's admirable that you do, that you're willing to take the amount that you took just so that you could stay with the team that you're with. But I think that what you didn't take into consideration is the fact that if indeed the team that you like this year is the reason why you took this deal, you have to consider in 9 years that team may not be the same team that you signed with. You just took a 9 year. Now with Soto, you're like, oh, 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. But he's getting paid like $50 million a year. All right. Yeah, 15 years. That's a lot. But whether or not the team does good or he feels good or whatever, he's getting paid. All right. So feelings or not, he's gonna be all right. They start messing around with your feelings. They start saying, "Oh, well, what's he doing?" Or "Wow, this was a mistake. I should have did all of this." That whole good feeling that you feel, I don't know, bro. It feels a little young. It feels a little uninformed. Admirable, absolutely. But Larry, let's read this real quick. The Padres were the first team that ever reached out to me, scouted me. They believed in me from day one. AJ's been there by my side, being the biggest supporter. From that first instance of talking with him, I knew I wanted to be here forever. My goal is to win, dominate on the field. My boys, I'm just happy to get to do it for a long time now. So he's moving with comfort over cash, and I get that. That's cool. But I'm not saying that this isn't admirable. I just think it was short-sighted. And I think that the front office has done a very good job of building rapport so that they can talk you down to a lesser deal. But let me tell you something right now, Jackson. Let me tell you something. Come here, Jackson. Let me holler at you. If you had waited till free agency, put yourself on the block, allowed other teams to bid on you, even though you knew you was going back to the Padres the same way some of these other teams have done. Pete Alonso stayed. Vladdy's probably going to stay. They play the game. It feels like in this particular instance, Jackson, I hate to say it, but it feels like the game played you. And I hope you get what you want out of this contract. But for right now, my friend, 9 years with no other options, with the youth that you have, in my opinion, was a mistake. But I guess time will tell. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. I am geeked as hell to have another chance coming up here pretty soon to see whether or not the Cardinals are going to continue this win-full season, because we're at 4-2 right now. So I'm thinking that maybe the Red Sox might be able to up with the big green monster over there in the Boston Red Sox Stadium. I'm hoping that we can walk away with another win. But time will tell. Either way, I'll be right back here. Hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you are liking, following, and hit that share button, because ain't nobody gonna know about our little conversation if we keep it as a private, as we keep it to ourselves. All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you on the other